I now recognize Government Operations Subcommittee Ranking Member Mr. Mfume for the purpose of making his opening statement.
Thank you, Chairman Sessions and Chairman Grothman. And I want to also thank the witnesses who have appeared here today and are prepared to present testimony. In my opinion, this hearing could not have come at a better time. It will allow us to consider the bloated and what I consider to be outrageous defense spending package without the sort of accountability that we should have with it. The Department of Defense, unfortunately, has had a critical history of challenges with its financial management systems, with its business processes, with its internal controls, and with its financial reporting. Those are not my findings. Those are the findings of the Government Accounting Office. And like all of you on this committee, I too support our troops and believe we have a special and solemn duty to ensure that our nation is protected from increasing threats at home and abroad. But there has to be accountability to the American people. And as it stands, correct me if I'm wrong, no one really knows how much waste, fraud, and abuse is at issue here and whether that money could be spent on other critical programs, critical outreach efforts, and critical communities all across our country. As lawmakers, I think we also have a solemn duty to maintain accountability of the billions of dollars that taxpayers give every year that make up the defense spending that we've talked about previously in this committee room. It comprises half of the federal government's discretionary spending and 15% of the government's total spending. Now, in the past, I've supported amendments to the National Defense Authorization Act to cut back on excessive billions of dollars funneled into the Pentagon because I know of the long-standing issues that the Department of Defense and the Government Accountability Office has outlined for us on their high-risk list. The GAO report specifically details the Department of Defense's history of pervasive deficiencies. Those deficiencies are in financial management systems, business processes, as I indicated before, internal controls, and financial reporting. Excuse the redundancy, but I'm overwhelmed by the fact that we are still here dealing with this same issue again this year. Until the department can restore full faith and accountability for these critical dollars, like many of my colleagues, I can't justify inflating their budget again and sending tax dollars to an unknown and often untraceable realm. Since 2018, auditors have identified increasing material witnesses in a total of 28 separate and distinct areas. These material witnesses are serious deficiencies that impact financial reporting and ultimately impede the department's ability to achieve a clean audit opinion. In fact, the department is the only major federal agency unable to receive a clean audit opinion because of those deficiencies. I'm going to repeat that because I find that absolutely amazing. The department is the only major federal agency unable to receive a clean audit opinion because of these deficiencies. As we all know, the Department of Defense is the largest federal agency. It employs over 1.4 million active duty service members, 770,000 civilian employees, and an additional 1.1 million citizens who serve in the National Guard and Reserve Forces. And I'm grateful for their service. I honor their sacrifices. I understand that these are hardworking Americans that make a sacrifice every day for our defense and for our security. In an effort to keep our nation safe, we must ensure that our patriots have the most sophisticated, modernized technology and systems to eliminate financial errors, to streamline data entry, and to ensure that we're getting the most effective national security results that we can for the dollars that we are putting in. Mr. Chairman, I think it's important for Democrats and Republicans to continue to investigate this area of technology modernization, the TMF, which helps agencies to update outdated legacy IT systems, secure sensitive data, and utilize taxpayer dollars in an effort and in a manner in keeping with what we ultimately would like to see. I just cannot allow another year, another NDAA, another failed audit to go by without speaking on the record about what I consider to be the severity of this issue. And I implore the Department of Defense leadership to end this sort of madness and to remedy the underlying material weaknesses within that department as soon as possible. It makes no sense for us to come back 12 months from now and to have this same discussion. I want to thank again the witnesses for testifying today before us. The security of our nation remains absolute paramount, a concern for all of us, and accountability across the Department of Defense must be utmost in terms of efficiency and effectiveness. So I look forward to hearing the testimonies. I thank both chairs and my ranking member Garcia and those who have participated in getting us to this point. I look forward to the testimonies, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.